Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at KuCoin and see what's going on here, and a quick peek over at Bitcoin as well, just to kind of get an understanding there of what is happening. All right, so really quick, with Bitcoin, we can see a potential double bottom pattern forming. Doesn't mean it's going to shoot to the moon or it's back on track. It just means that that's potential in the sense that if the price were to continue to increase, we'll see it break its previous resistance, which is 60,000. That's a key level resistance, come back down and effectively bounce off of that as a new established support. That's what we need to see for this to happen. All right. So between now and then, just dollar cost average. I wouldn't say open a significantly long position, put all your money in there right now. Just continue to add a little bit at a time, right? I've been adding 10%, 5% here and there, and it's working out very well for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I recommend Ethereum too, because Ethereum is I think personally has much greater potential to double its size, maybe even triple, versus Bitcoin possibly even 1.5, 2, right? So just keep that in mind. Bitcoin's in good shape, all things considered, but it's still kind of stuck in this 56 to 58,000 range. So we'll see what happens next, right? And let's take a quick look at KuCoin. Also, if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me here, of course, but more importantly, not a financial advisor, just want to let you know that. But you do need to know that I've been trading for over 15 years, and my goal is to help you become a better trader, and I love teaching people how to trade. That's why I have this channel, and that's why I created basically a trading channel where you can actually join up in there and effectively learn how to become a better trader. I share signals for every single trade that I take as well, and it's a really cool experience. So make sure to check that out in your own time so you can kind of learn how to navigate these environments, because when the bear market happens, which it will eventually, we will be very successful, because there's definitely a great opportunity there as well. Because I get that question a lot, I like to throw it out there. Anyways, no bears in sight here for Crow. Let's just go ahead and throw that out there. Let's see what's going on here. So on the one-day chart, let's start with the obvious, okay? So let's go ahead and just jump right into TD sequential. Let's see. Well, let's see here. 3 days ago, I think I remember mentioning that we should expect the price to retrace and bounce off of 66,000, which it did. I was hoping it would come down a little bit lower to 58, 59, so I could add more to my position. But unfortunately, at this point, it just continues to increase. And I say unfortunately because it sucks when you miss opportunities, right? But that happens tremendously more frequent in crypto than any other industry. So it's just kind of the way it works. But that being said, when you see the price being past this 9 here, that effectively tells us we're at overtime. All right. Now, a lot of coins can continue for days in this scenario, but I would say the average is somewhere between 1 to 4 extra candlesticks. So I'd say best case scenario, we see the price increase either today or tomorrow and hit 85 cents and then come back down. I don't know how much lower it'll come back down, of course, based on its recent history, but it should retrace eventually soon. Now, this has a lot of hype behind it. It has a lot of strong potential. There's a big chance that the social sentiment for KuCoin right now is just exploding in that sense, right? That happens, and that could continue to push the price up. But technically speaking, based on the charts alone, this is extremely overextended, and we shouldn't expect it to stay up here much longer. I mean, we're at like an 89/90, pretty much 90 on the RSI, which is uncommon and unheard of, well, without actually a retracement, right? So just bear that in mind. Definitely overextended here. So taking a look at the 4-hour chart, let's see what we can identify here as well. Look at that. We hit a 9, got a little reset, slight amount of consolidation, and then another increase. So this does have somewhat healthy patterns, right? So you can see the price coming up, slight retrace. It's kind of doing well in the sense of the fact that it consolidates just enough to get that next leg up, right? Where most coins would consolidate and retrace, this one just straight goes sideways for the most part, and effectively it comes down to the next major Fibonacci retracement line. You can kind of see how it's honoring Fibonacci retracement lines, right? I mean, every single time it hits a certain point, it bounces. Sorry. So, I mean, you can kind of see what's going on there with that. Definitely looks pretty good. So all in all, I like what I see here from KuCoin. It's just one of those scenarios where we got to be careful and not buy the top, right? And I know it's what you're saying. The top keeps happening. We keep creating new tops. And I get that, but it has to slow down eventually, specifically seeing the one-day candlesticks being, what we're like the 13th day of just straight bullish momentum. That has to slow down soon. So anyways, looking at the RSI, price is up over 70 again, which isn't terrible, but that does really imply that we should expect to see somewhat of a pullback. And then what we're going to do is look at the 1-hour chart and kind of see what the smaller time frame is telling us here. So on the smaller time frame here, we'll see what Ishimoku Cloud is saying here. And the Ishimoku Cloud is extremely beneficial for taking positions that are comfortable and safe. In other words, the Ishimoku Cloud kind of ensures that you're always on the right side of the right side of the hill, right? And what I mean by that is that you're moving in the direction of the bulls, not trying to chase the bottom and potentially battling the bears, right? So for lack of better terms, when you get in Ishimoku Cloud, it basically tells you that, hey, this is a good buy signal. Right now, it's not telling us it's a good buy signal per se. It's just telling us that we're getting closer to the end of this nice window that we have that's open to us, right? So bottom line here is we got the baseline here, this low, and we've got the conversion line that's higher, right? Conversion line has to be higher than the baseline. So check number one, we're good there, all good until this comes down, and this one goes up effectively. That's a case in point where we want to sell, right? So we're still good there. We also have this lagging span. When this lagging span intersects with any type of price action, candlestick or candle wick, that is a consideration to sell, right? So if we were to look at that here, that's roughly about it's about a 10-hour period. So hypothetically, we have about 10 hours left before Ishimoku Cloud tells us we want to consider selling our position. If that makes any sense, right? But keep this in mind, like, I mean, how much higher should it go? Like is an extra 5% really that important to you? If we experience, to say, a 10 to 20% retracement? Again, depends on the person. I don't think KuCoin is going to drop like a rock. That's my personal opinion. I think it'll decrease slowly and keep testing each Fibonacci retracement level until it gets to where it needs to consolidate the most effectively. But personally, at this point, even though the one-day candlestick is telling us it's extremely overextended, I would not be surprised this continues to at least test this resistance around 86 cents. I would not be surprised by that one bit. If it does, just bear in mind that it will likely have to come back down, because if we look here at TD sequential, you can see we're at a 6. We need to be able to see, because here, let's look back at the history, right? And that's where this almost doesn't matter sometimes. But traditionally speaking, if you're at a 6, you got 3 hours left of bullish momentum. Now with this having such a good run over the last 13, 14 days, right? Last 2 weeks pretty much increasing 3 to 4x, we can pretty much expect that these numbers here, we shouldn't expect to see another increase like this. Because if you look at this, we had a 9 right here and it should have stopped and just kept on going. That's extreme overtime. So I don't foresee it hitting this here, this Fibonacci retracement level, the higher point, and continuing on. I think it's going to have to consolidate or retrace soon. Again, that's just based on the sheer fact that we have a one-day candlestick telling us that. Now, I truly do hope this continues, and don't get me wrong. I just want to make sure that you are safe. I know I've been saying this for a little while that it shouldn't continue much further, and it has, but there's going to be a point in which it's coming back. Pullbacks have to happen. Like, there's no straight lines in trading, right? So obviously you can see that right now. So I'm sure I sound like I'm just spinning circles here around that, and just bottom line, it's overextended, and I think we're going to expect to see a pullback. That's just my personal opinion. I expected a lot sooner than this, but it does have healthy consolidation patterns here. So my speculation is that we're going to see 86 cents hit probably today or tomorrow. I do think that'll happen, but I also furthermore think that the price will come down to one of the next major levels here. Okay, so we should, if nothing else, at least see 76 cents, 71 cents, and or 66. That should happen in the relative near future. So my recommendation here, and based on what I would plan to do, as soon as the price pulls back to any one of these major Fibonacci retracement levels, once again, 76, 70, and 66, add to your position and keep dollar cost averaging as it comes down. That's just what I'm doing with a lot of coins right now, more so specifically this one. However, it hasn't given me much opportunity. I think I was only able to add to my position at 66 cents, and the rest has just been continuing upwards. So again, proceed with caution. We got to be cautiously optimistic, but I'm still bullish on KuCoin big picture. I just think micro, the short term, we're going to see a pullback soon. It kind of has to happen, but I would not be surprised we hit 86 cents first and then get a pullback. So I hope this helped you a little bit and didn't provide more questions than answers. I'm sorry if it did, but when coins just get to this extreme state, it's almost like it's almost like you're just kind of hoping for the best, right? It can be difficult to navigate the type of analysis that we see here because a lot of the key indicators that I use are telling me we're going to see a pullback. Like we've been at that point for a couple of days now, and it just keeps going, right? So it has to stop somewhere, and I think this is going to probably stop at that upper Fibonacci retracement line right around the the 2 there, which is basically 86 cents. So we'll see 86 cents and kind of go from there. I'll redraw the Fibonacci retracement levels the next time I review this to ensure we kind of understand more specifically, because once it hits that point, we're going to need to kind of look at the next increase and what potential it has moving forward. But I can significantly tell you that it's going to have to pull back soon, okay? Let's just be real. It has to happen, and I think we'll see that in the near future. May not be today, but it will likely be in the next, I would say, week. Next week, for sure, we're going to see some type of pullback. So hopefully you find this beneficial. Thank you so much for joining me here. So sorry if this didn't address all your immediate questions, but a lot of times when coins get to this point, it can be very difficult to anticipate what's going to happen next. It's kind of defying the laws of trading, if you will. All right, thanks again. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you're not currently a patron, consider subscribing. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.